excruciating hearing her, remembering those wonderful hour dialogues, that's why we've done things that need to be done, which if we hadn't done the things might be done in a very real sense for America. I mean, it's just so astonishing she was ever at the level of candidacy that she was, and indeed in the position that she was as the second most powerful person in the United States. And this was just a reminder that despite her obvious inadequacy for the role of vice president, let alone president, there was people in the media and the Democratic Party just like walking her upwards, covering for her, telling us, like the Biden, that she was at the performance of best we've ever had, totally unfollowable issues. Yet we see in the unedited tape what we were doing. She was hopelessly out of the net, and indeed was her boss. But the fact that so much of the media was doing her cover really is pretty astonishing. And I think anyone who doesn't think otherwise should think, what would it be like if we found a media interview of Trump in that way, and that he's being floundering, or J.D. Vance being found in ground on a question of geopolitics like this? It's really extraordinary.
They gave her such softball interviews and she still floundered it. It wasn't like these interviews were hostile, like the ones that we've seen Trump and Vance cop. Now let's go to the UK. We've had the orgy of hate at Glastonbury
What kind of guy steals
Music
diamonds
Festival.
anyway? Skinny's out there living like some fucking aristocratic villain.
I've got to say, I've never heard of him until this week. That's the name of the dude who started the Death to IDF chant and other chants on stage, enthusiastically backed by the crowd. We saw plenty more political statements, all in the one direction. Douglas, how do we begin to understand these young, privileged people at a music festival really having no empathy for people very similar to them who were slaughtered at the Nova Music Festival less than 2 years ago?
It's astonishing, isn't it? I mean, the sort of instinct one has on it in a way is, to wish that these morons at Glastonbury ever got a glimpse of what the innocent young people at the Nova Festival saw on the morning of October the 7th. The fact that not much more.
If I start shaking, don't worry, all right? Been supporting Mr. Faber through 5 time zones, running on 0 sleep, but hey, another can of junk and I'll be fine.
Another music festival, Glastonbury, would keep on having artists coming out in favor of the people who did the attacks and not on the side of the victims. It's not like it should be a hard one, Dan. Are you on the side of the big bearded rapists and torturers and murderers and kidnappers, or are you on the side of the innocent young people dancing in the early hours of the morning at the Nova Festival? These people have decided they're on the side of the rapists and the torturers and the killers and the kidnappers. And it's so despicable. But there's something that needs to be brought out about this, which is there's quite rightly been a lot of rage about this idiot dog saying death to the IDF, which of course means death to all the young men and women who have mandatory service in Israel and have to risk their lives fighting terrorists up close. But there's been a lot of reaction to that. But
You know what? I like this place. I think it's the cleaning fumes. They just really pow, you know?
It's also worth lingering on. And I write this in my Spaghetti column this coming week, which is he led the crowd in these chants of that you say you want your country back, F that. And all the time with projections on the back of the stage about the fact that immigrants built Britain and much more. This is almost perfectly created to be as divisive and hate-filled a message as possible. He was saying to white British people, you're not going to get your country back. People like me are taking your country. He used terms like gammon, a totally racist term that is used with such ease by these people. And he was just saying, no, actually, we're here. I'm here. You don't have your country anymore. And of course, the amazing irony of him doing this in front of a crowd, merrily waving Palestinian flags. So they pretend to care about indigenous rights, don't care about indigenous Jews, and actually hate indigenous British people. I mean, it makes you despair at the fact that all of these people would pay and chant along to hate all the times, thinking they're acting in the name of love. And you'll find that never else be ashamed of themselves. I very much look forward to the day when we never have to consider blasphemy again.
Hey-oh, what do you need?
Wait, don't hang up. Later. Along enthusiastically these self-loathing, privileged, always uniformly white kids. It looks almost like a comedy sketch, only it's tragic. Douglas, you wrote a superb piece for the New York Post on the unscientific...
Sure, let's see.
...trans movement and how they were allowed to push their off-the-wall ideology with the track from the council recently.
Morse Mutual, we're here to help. I'll do my best.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the bouncing on a very interesting piece that, there
yes, so I need you to head to that court and take out a security team and steal a stockade. No sweat, right?
Scientists and others looking into whether so-called gender-affirming care or the giving of cross-sex hormones and the level of mastectomies on minors, whether this was all such a great idea after all. And the review in question looked at all of the capacity of the UK and they're studying in Scandinavia, studying on the same countries have understanding of it stepping back from going into severity and unlock. And what we're speaking about is that the origin was born in America. What people have made and what of them was active on the time. United States are here, many professionals and others want to hide their names if they are saying things that are very now in other countries, such as there is no evidence of giving children prospects of at an age where they cannot vote, cannot buy a car, cannot buy a house. Might that be that great an idea? This is how a very, very part of the trans lobby can actually insinuate its way into mainstream pipeline.
Okay, boss, here's the deal. Another laundering ethics are running a pretty successful pipeline through Los Santos, and let me tell you, their money is squeaky clean. So we gotta reestablish the natural order here, and that's us on top. We're taking their cash. You just need convincing this guys. And yes, you're gonna have to take out a bunch of security guys, but sucks to be them.
The evidence behind this entire dogma, I call it, and this in this country, that's too terrified to even review the practices. And Douglas, before you go, you've done it now, you've gone and penned a piece about toxic femininity for the spectator.
What the fuck are you doing?
Toxic masculinity, but really isn't almost taboo to be critical of femininity. We're told the world's problems are probably solved. We're all just a bit more compassionate and have a bit more empathy and have a bit more feminine traits. Do you disagree?
Yes. I mean, if you take the view as science to take that masculinity has toxic traits. That is itself debatable. But is it there are certain toxic traits in that then things that men should be aware of doing in the public sphere? Manners of behaviour and so on. It's always presented as if the answer no. It's prevalent. If you do take this line of argument, then it should be recognized that certain things push the feminine traits in our society, which will sell the deeply toxic. And the most interesting one is the one you just mentioned there. It's for instance the presumption, whether it's Cinder Ardern or whether it's Angela Rayner in the UK. There's even Kamala Harris for that matter. There's this presumption that if
You can't be here. Hey, you're not authorized to be here.
But what's interesting about it is, like, if you got the two things that happened in the UK for the week, the decision to decriminalize abortion after 6 months, which means that
Can you see the bags in the Stockades GPS? That's where you gotta go pick up. Just keep it low key, get in. Cash in hand, baby, that's how we roll.
Having more empathy for others who find themselves in a class, what people want for their child, and then there's the we have later, then it's the bill for assisted dying. I want to know that euthanasia choose the bill for which you want to die, and the state will help you. This argument too presented society on terms of empathy, compassion, and understanding. There was almost no analysis of the serious of the rigor about whether elderly men and women might have been pressured by not being a burden on their family, not being a burden on the sacred welfare state, much more. That was what was decided. As with the issue of post-6 months abortion, the law is around empathy, understanding of the woman, consider that it is the case like the UK, countries that both ends in those days. Only part always presenting themselves as that we are generally in a society where we want to be aligned with toxic traits, which should be aligned with whichever direction they come from. So I don't doubt that some people will be triggered by that, but reality that we know is far quicker.
Reality can be triggering and unexpected.
It's a true is triggering. The assholes that want to believe the lie to become the liar. You're getting fucked over all kind of ways.
Democrats would get the saying that inflation was not a big deal, heralding Biden out. Not only Biden, Kamala Harris was heralding Biden out, pretending that there wasn't a problem in the border. Yeah, right. See two laws, yourself in front of all the how embarrassing. Folks, it has been really bad for Walls and Kamala ever since that election ended. They don't know what to do with themselves. They got miserable. And you know what? It's still working it right to do it. It's going to be fun the first when we figure like everything and share it around so we can keep reading on the screen. But and Patriots. I'm going to stare at it. It's just a mainstream. But what do you make of the criticism that of efforts because Democrats were gaslighting the country, saying that inflation was not a big deal, heralding Biden out. It's not only Biden, Kamala Harris was heralding Biden out, pretending that there wasn't a problem at the border. And then fundamental this idea that President Biden was up for another 4 years of the job while Americans poll after poll, year after year, saying it's too old.
That's one down. Just keep up the act and you'll be laughing all the way from the banks. I'm really sorry, that wasn't my best.
Joe Biden coming with hope. also created an umbrella, and there and there it starts to connect. And we don't I'm not going to say.
Hey.
So, not you do it, that's not celebrate the part of this room that happened. We do that and make it feel safe. We don't like the example, but it's horrific.
Someone film that shit! Hey, you. Where have you
That
been?
actually worked. People who kept it. Don't you think the party needs to acknowledge the President Biden was not up to the job of running for the election? This is a major everyone's rejected. Yeah, well, guess
And y'all about learning from the fucking lesson, but y'all ain't doing nothing about what y'all did. Nobody's being held accountable.
As if, he's not elected Democrat to say the laws. That is hilarious, right? Especially when it's not good fun. It's Jim Tapper. All I feel is stop running up the court. Let's stop with things like this.
Every time he comes on stage, they turn into like, can you give it up? People are not going to be trying to feel bad for him.
How do you think it makes little kids and studies feel when they see these
First and foremost, I have no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think when we see on stage with Joe Biden, it really cognitively fine. Okay. What I'm referring to doing, it's always big.
Yeah, I think we're not going to stop. I think what happens is we stand back as cognitive components, but I think that somebody who's family be more sensitive, people do not have that perspective. Diagnosing competitions from afar. Plenty of people are diagnosed with problems from afar. And I'm sure it affects you. It's not possible, I'm sure it affects you. I don't understand what you're saying. What? I think it's not
that Joe Biden on stage, and it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
I think that notice that again, that's a non-political party. I'm not a political. Okay, kid. Whatever you say. Also, another fucking Jake Tapper, he actually is really excited. Here you go. This hate book on Democrat leftist cover-up of, you guessed it, Biden's cognitive decline. Isn't that evidence? Kevin over here is driving. See what's so big, guys. Look, even if they want someone to say something right or correct, as you see with Warren, support that Jake Tapper in one year, they are still snakes. And not to be dropping the foot. With all that being said, here is a bit more of Jake Tapper and all campaign. You know what? For once, the Democrats are up. Extremely glorious and spectacular stories. So we heard your home run from American State. He's not here to say I told you so, although God's got sent off the ice. We'll see. I'm going to say that I told you so really. Full offensive. They did not vote for her. He lost every battle. I think there's something to criticize the Harris Baldwin big two problems. She makes that whole national goal, a clear warning people, but she will compel enough to win. That when I was bringing South up there, so I was on part of the ticket, and somebody had to come up and grab me. I do that right. This thing, well, Democrats do good night. Honestly, I saw that. This is all my 10 miles after the sun line. Also, look how we got down. Here, it's no real sin. How many people are going blah, 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 blah. Maybe one year, blah. It's not nothing. Savage, words for God, they got it. It's all sense of town, British time to read that history. That's a lot of British. And that's good. That's because it's not us. Savage, how we get out there. Now, we're going to be certain, but as always, and that's subscribe button. And that way, we'll make sure to see you next time. God bless.
Bitch, you married your fucking brother to get in here illegally. They need to deport you.
And she spent years in a Kenyan refugee. I hate that for her. I really do. He settled in the U.S. as a refugee. So happy. She was given housing, afforded education, opportunity, freedom. She became a citizen in 2017. Again, so happy. Thank God she has taken that terrible life. And she was elected not as one of the first Muslim women in the House. In the American league, she has to be thankful.
Hey, what's up? No problem. It's on its way.
Hey, you! It's been way too long! Keep it ready for 20 milligrams. Ken isn't doing it.
Thank you for giving me a soft place to land. Thank you for giving me a track to run on. Thank you for giving me somewhere to be and thrive and grow. And you know, here's the thing. She has the right to say what she say. Culturally, psychologically, I think it's disgusting. But does she have the right to say it? Yeah, she does. Just like I have the right to say it's absolutely disgusting. Whoever voted for her now knows who they voted for and should kick her ass to the curb. Most shocking, instead of gratitude for America, she has the unmitigated gall to just spew nothing but unwavering disdain. And this isn't new. In 2019, she said,
this is not going to be the country of white people.
In 2020, she said we must dismantle the whole system of oppression. It's so oppressive that she
That is horrible.
came
Why?
here as a refugee, got all of these entitlements, and was elected to Congress. In June 2021, she compared the U.S. and Israel to Hamas and the Taliban, saying, we have seen unthinkable atrocities committed by the U.S., Hamas, Israel, Afghanistan, and the Taliban. Really? She puts the U.S. on that list. That's crazy talk. She said lawmakers support Israel because it's all about the Benjamins, baby. We're talking about 9/11, she said.
Here was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something.
Really? Some people did something. Way to stand up for your country. She accused U.S. foreign policy of being rooted in colonialism and oppression. If this is such a horrible country, wonder why she doesn't return to Somalia. Well, maybe because Somalia is the most corrupt country in the world. It's the second most corrupt country in the world. It's 179th out of 108. Somalia hasn't had a stable central government for decades. 99.2% of Somalian women aged 15 to 49 have been subjected to female genital mutilation. In Somalia, child soldiers are recruited by warlords who employ tactics like abduction, threats, and forced indoctrination to recruit those children. Famine, tribal violence. The life expectancy there is 30 years short of the rest of the world. Adult literacy is less than 40%. And the religious minorities, they're persecuted. LGBTQ, killed. In America, she rose from refugee to congresswoman. She has freedom of religion, freedom of speech, security, yet somehow we are oppressors? Get real, lady. What are you thinking? Sadly, she's not the exception. She speaks for a woke wing of the Democratic Party that sees America not as a
Damn,
land
dude.
of opportunity, but as some kind of evil empire. I've talked to so many Democrats that said, we didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left us. It was hijacked by people like Ilhan Omar. They hijacked the party and ran to the extreme left with it. And she is the face of this woke left. She is an example of just how far the Democratic Party has veered into the anti-American realm. But we need two parties. Everybody may think I'm some kind of right-wing Republican. You don't know that. You don't know anything about me and what I believe about that. I'm not into party politics. I look at people, not parties. I look at policies, not parties. I support a lot of Democratic positions. I support a lot of Republican positions. I do not support this extreme woke left ideology. The ones that call for tearing down statues of the founders, abolishing the police, opening our borders, paying reparations, and having equity over merit, pronouns over patriotism. I do not support them. They demonize the very institutions that gave them power. Capitalism, free speech, and democracy. That's not progressivism. It's resentment. It's disguised as virtue, which is really just virtue signaling. And they're eating away the soul of this country, but only if we allow them to do so. I'm not saying you can't criticize America. You can. You can criticize America, and I can criticize you. That's the beauty of America. That's the beauty of free speech. She has the right to say what she wants to say. I don't know whether she believes it or it's attention-getting behavior or whatever. But she has the right to say it, to a degree. She can't lie. She can't incite people to violence. We have the right to be wrong in this country. If we put people in jail for being stupid, we need a whole lot more days. And I think what she's saying is absolutely stupid. Don't know her, haven't met her, be happy to talk to her. But I think what she's saying is dangerous. I think it's stupid. When you stand on the world stage and act like this country is no better than the Taliban or Somalia, you have lost your way. That's not patriotism, it's poison. But you've got the right to say it because you are in America. It's the greatest country on the face of the earth. That's the story. Want to hear more of these stories? Click below, follow, and subscribe.